What's going on, everybody? It's Dot Bets. We're checking back in. We got our U.S. Open PGA live stream coming at you guys here. We have boots on the ground with Teaser Nation, a.k.a. Bet with the Boys, golf on the ground there in Pittsburgh. He will be, what are you there? You're going to be there Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe?
Yeah, I think Sundays maybe, but most likely going to be all or those 3 days. So it'll be a good time. Hopefully some rain in the forecast. Hopefully that kind of stays away for the most part. But it'll be a fun time. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be kind of a different vibe from the ones I've been to, I guess, previously this year and last year. So it'll be fun watching them struggle to make pars out there.
Yeah, and I guess I know everybody has seen, on Twitter, whatever platform you are on, you see how thick the rough is, how basically how impossible this particular course is. It's going to be a test, and this is probably I think it's more entertainment than most golf outings and golf events for sure. Because you'll see that they are human. They do struggle from time to time, and they look like me and you out there. Even though I think you're pretty good at golf, I'm okay. I hold my own.
Yeah.
But yeah. So appreciate you guys tuning in. I think I'm live over on Instagram. I'm trying that out, but if I'm not, let me know. But we're definitely live on X and YouTube as always. But trying to get over on the Instagram page. So check it out at .bets. Let me know if I'm on there or not. I can't really tell. I'm talking into a mic and camera right now, but I can't tell if the live feed's going over there. So someone in the comments, let me know. Let's do a quick recap of the heartbreak of last week. Both of us had good sweats. We both were smart enough to say, hey, Ryan Fox is coming up. So we ended up taking him, I think you took him as an outright, right? To hedge?
Yeah, it was because I did it right before it looked like Manacera was out of it. So we got Discord got 4-1, I think, when he was on the 15th hole because I had Burns and Cam Young, so it was like no one else that could win. So
right. And I had Cam Young. We both were on Cam Young. We both texted each other beforehand. We're like, let's just go down. Let's donate. But then the donation almost became real, and on 17 and 18, I just could not believe what we were saying. I mean, we were texting back and forth, and we're like, this is just vintage Cam Young, just vintage. So I feel bad for him. I don't know what else to do. I mean, on 18, he tries to hit the shot of his life and goes deep, which I could not believe he went deep, and ends up bogeying instead of trying to birdie like he should have for a playoff. But but nonetheless, and then you had Burns, which 3 playoff holes, and then Ryan Fox hits the shot of his life next to the damn hole. But so I mean, I knew to lose both of those outrights for you.
It was even worse because you knew after the first hole he was done after missing that 5-footer. I mean, I was like, that was his chance to win, and then they kept saying, oh my God, he's the number 1 putter strokes gain wise on tour. And it's like, why do we got to say that, man? You know what I mean? So, and then he misses a 5-putter, 3 putts the eagle putt on the 4th hole. I don't know why he blew it 15 feet by. I think he was thinking Fox was going to make eagle, but I don't think that's how he should have played it. So that one hurt. I mean, we can't get an outright to save our life right now, but
hopefully we can get one. Technically we got one. If we're going to be technically on the head, Ryan Fox. We saw him coming up, and we both texted each other. We're like, "Yeah, let's." I think we simultaneously texted each other. We're like, "Hey, Fox is coming up," because we were both sweating Cam because we were thinking Cam was going to come up. But we do have Instagram is working live. Perfect, sweet. All right, that is legit. Glad to be on there. I'll be on there a lot the NFL season as well. So appreciate everybody tuning in. Enough about last week. We did not have a stream last week. Apologize for that. That is my fault. Life got in the way. But we are back here and now. If this is your first time tuning in, we will get after it with our outright talk. We'll go over placements. We'll do like a make miss cut, who we're liking, maybe some sleepers to sneak up that leaderboard. And then we will end the stream with our tournament matchups. We'll recap the Memorial Tournament. I actually hit one, and Teaser lost one, so it's pretty wild. And you're gonna be really mad when we end that segment because your boy Ben Griffin just bent you over there. Couldn't believe that.
Yep. Yeah, Harris English can't even say a bad word about how he played. I think he finished even and he played great. And then but Ben Griffin, man, magic short game is what it is. But
is he in the field this week? I hope not.
Yeah. Oh, he's in the field.
Oh, okay. Just take his outright. Just everybody take his outright right now. He's going to be. Or let's take his top 5. Do that. All right. So let's dive in. If you want to just talk about Oakmont real quick, I'm sure everyone's probably heard of it. There's 2 ways to attack it this week. I think elite drivers off the tee, or if you want to go more precise, maybe people are a little bit more conservative. Which way are you going to go this week?
Yeah, just a little bit about it. I mean, I'm sure everyone, a lot of YouTube videos throughout the past couple of months, people playing it, all the news about the rough on Twitter, all that good stuff. Like 5+ inch rough, obviously everyone knows that. 7,300 yard par 70. It's pretty long for a par 70. I think the 2 par 5s are going to be playing over like 620 plus. So there's not too many scoreable holes out here. I think there's two par 4s under 400 yards that they can kind of get there. Obviously the par 3s are pretty brutal, 290, I think 245, and I think the other 2 are over 200 plus as well. Greens are POA. The biggest comp course for me is Wingfoot. I think in 2020 we saw Bryson win there. I think that's obviously northeast as well. The rough kind of plays the same. They grew that out as well. Got to hit the fairways. I think a good perspective on the distance versus accuracy for me this week. I saw something on Twitter this week. So I think with accuracy, if you want to make the cut, you have to be accurate. And if you want to win, you have to have the distance. So I think that's a good way to look at it.
I like that take, yeah.
So I think your accurate guys will make the cut and they're going to be good for placement, stuff like that. But I mean, the cream of the crop, distant guys off the tee, I think those are going to be the winners. I think obviously we'll talk about, the main guys like Bryson, Scotty, all them. But I think that's my take on it as well. Key stats for me, obviously total driving, just putting accuracy and distance into one. Bogey avoidance is always key for me in a U.S. Open and in majors in general. Strokes gain approach. Another thing about Oakmont is, the greens, man, it's going to be brutal. 3-putt avoidance is going to be key as well. They have massive greens. You're going to need a, 2-putt safe par a lot around the greens. If you can get up and down for par, that'll go a long way. So those are a few things I'm looking at this week.
Yeah, the bogey avoidance, the lag putting, that is going to be absolutely huge. So it avoids the big numbers there. Obviously, if you're accurate off the tee, hitting from the fairway is probably more rewarded than any other course that they'll play all season long. And they're, this is a typical U.S. Open venue. It's going to be challenging. You're going to see some big numbers for some popular guys. And there's going to be some, head shaking on some of it, but I'm excited to see it. And I think the person that obviously avoids the big numbers, and that's where the bogey avoidance, like you said, I think it's a good tiebreaker if you're playing DFS or any lineups like that. But yeah, I think these greens are basically the Masters on steroids. That's how I would describe it. There's a ton of very undulations of them, and they're fast, and they'll continue to be fast. I think even if it gets some rain, there is some rain in the forecast Saturday and Sunday, but Thursday and Friday, literally no wind, and it's going to be perfect conditions. You would think guys would go low, but I think it's going to make that course dry and very, very tough. So
yeah.
So let's get into it. We got if you guys have any questions throughout the show, we'll be here probably at 20-30 more minutes. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you guys have any questions, replacements, outrights, matchups, 3 balls, Shout out to the Discord though. I actually hit a 2-ball lay on Sunday, so I was pumped about that. It was a long time coming. So we hit that, and we hit Ryan Fox. So it was a nice little Sunday in the Discord there. All right, we have our favorite guy at the top. We absolutely love this guy. The guy has won 3 out of the last 4 tournaments. Scotty Scheffler plus 275. Is that the best number we're going to get this week for Scotty? I mean, what do you think, bud?
Yeah, it's brutal.
In a damn major.
Yeah. I think obviously once again it's tough to take. I think he's going to be up there. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to win this one. I don't know. I liked him more obviously at the PGA Championship. Just a little more volatility at U.S. Opens here. I mean, obviously he's going to be there in the top 10. It's just a matter of if he gets it done. I don't personally think he runs away with it like people think. I think, which I'll talk about now, I think Bryson can kind of keep up with him this week here. So, just going into Bryson, I think that's a good way to start the card. I don't know if I'm going to single bullet it yet and just go Bryson and not worry about anyone else. But DK had 9-1 yesterday, but now it's 750. I think 750 is the best number right now anywhere.
Yep.
Which kind of sucks, but I should have jumped on that 9-1. But yeah, 750 still. There's not really much else to say. I mean, this is probably the major I like him most at. We've talked about the distance. He just did a practice round there, kind of put it on his little YouTube channel, just a smooth, even round. That probably gets you a top 5 at the end of the day on Thursday. So, I mean, if he can kind of just plod his way around. And people think just because driving distance is important, but they act like these guys still hit fairways. Like Bryson hits his fair share of fairway. So it's I'd rather have someone 330, in the fairway than 280 in the fairway. It's not like he misses every single fairway he, has. So it's I like him to contend again. Once again, the biggest comp course for me was Winged Foot, where he obviously won. I don't think he can necessarily hit it anywhere he wants like he did on Winged Foot. I think Oakmont's a little more tough with the rough this week, but nonetheless, I think he's still gonna, be there in the end. So,
yeah, and I basically taking back to Scotty real quick. Plus 275. If you know us, we're probably not going to take that. If you're playing DFS and you're playing cash games, just put Scotty Scheffler in. Don't worry about anything else. Play him in a low risk lineup, cash lineup. If you're playing DFS, or you're playing high risk, make a stance. If you're going to have them in there or not, depends on the contest that you're playing. I'm playing high risk. I play basically to try to finish in that top 1% to win it all. And I'll go against the grain a lot of times and it'll burn me. But hey, that's the way I like to play. So most of the time I fade Scotty and it doesn't help. But that one time that you fade Scotty when everybody else is on him. I mean, right now he's coming in at 40% and he's the highest owned or the most expensive golfer. So I think it's a great time to pivot off of him. But you have obviously DeChambeau is right next to him at 28%. But the one guy, I'll back you on Bryson because I've been saying that for weeks now. Just bet him to win this one. But I for some reason think there's going to be a better line than plus 750. So I think I'm going to wait on Bryson. Mm-hmm. The one that's kind of intrigues me is that 12-1 on John Rahm. I don't know why. It's just one of those times where I'm like, no one's talking about John, and he's stupid elite ball striker. He's long off the tee. He can do it all. It's just if he can keep his cool here. That is the main. That to me, if he keeps his cool, it's kind of like him and Tyrell Hatton. If they keep their cool, I think they'll be there. But both of them are just such. I wouldn't say mental midgets, but they're hotheads. Where one bad shot, one bad chip around the green, and their whole round is ruined. So just I don't mind it. I don't know if I'm going to take Rahm just yet, but I think he is very, very intriguing, especially if you're playing DFS because he's $4,000 cheaper than Scotty.
Yeah,
So a nice little pivot and plus half the ownership there. So I think John Rahm's a good little pivot if you want to kind of anchor Rahm in on a high risk note there, because I just haven't heard much about Rahm this week. But I mean, we can keep going down the leaderboard here if you got anybody else up top there that you really like. I mean, Rory, I think everyone's going to be off of him because of the struggles. And he's literally came out and said it's hard to get himself motivated after winning the Grand Slam because that was basically his whole life.
That's crazy to say. Yeah, that's crazy to me.
I mean, he legit came out and said it. So, I mean, kudos to Rory for getting it done. I mean, I get it. But him at 12-1 be tough. I think I love Xander at 22-1. What do you think about him?
Yeah, I think I do too. I mean, it's just like with him. I mean, he's just not. I mean, I had him at the Memorial. It's like he was there playing some good rounds, and then he's just not putting 4 quality rounds together how we usually see him. How we saw him last year when he won. I just don't think he can get it. I think he's still a little rusty from that injury. I don't think he's going to put obviously 4 rounds together this week as well. So 22-1 is pretty intriguing. But I think with the top guys there, I don't think he's going to win. So I'm probably going to stay off him. Morikawa, I'm for sure staying off of. Neiman's interesting.
Morikawa, I don't think you should sleep on him, bud. I really don't. I hate it. But
I'm getting 8 hours of sleep on that dude. I'm good with him, man. He's yeah, sure, you can play the accuracy narrative with him and stuff this week. But like, what is he? He's pretty much turning into Fleetwood at this point. Guy can't win to save his life like right now for the last 3 years. So I don't know. I 25-1's I guess not bad, but I just don't see him winning at this type of course.
He comes in pretty good form. I mean, he's struggled around the green, which is concerning, but otherwise his approach and tee to green and total strokes gained are pretty good. I don't hate it. I think
if there's a touch of wind one day, there goes his chances.
And he's not the longest, but he's one of the most elite, ball strikers, elite, fairway finder. I mean, I'm cautious about Colin. I know we like to write him off, but for some reason this week, I just feel like he's going to be there. And he comes in a DFS on basically the 7th or 8th highest owned golfer. So you're getting a pretty good discount on him. I feel like he fits this course a little bit better than people think. We got some comments here. This is perfect for what you just said. Fleetwood contend this week. I'm huge fan of Tommy Fleetwood, and he basically hits all the boxes for me this week. But just like Trent says, he just can't win it, and I agree with that. I don't think he's gonna win it, but I definitely think he will be up there. So what do you think about Tommy this week?
Yeah. Let me see what I don't even know if you can. I guess he's plus 105, top 20. I don't hate that. Yeah, if you want to take him placement wise, I like that. Round scores, anything like that. Anything besides an outright on Tommy Fleetwood would be smart this week.
Fleetwood, where's he at in the model? I think he's
pretty solid.
13th, yeah. Like I said, he literally checks all the boxes here. Every single one is green.
Yeah, if you want to play the accuracy with
besides
him.
Putting, and I think we were talking pre-stream on Hovland, where people have been saying, since the rough is so tough that it doesn't really matter, it kind of evens out his weakness. But if someone hasn't gained putting in recent rounds, I think if you came in here with the hottest putter, it still would not matter because this is such a different.
Yeah,
it's so different that it's going to be like a round by round basis, and it's more of where you're setting yourself up to give yourself a chance to look like you're a pretty good putter, and on that front. So it's just completely different. So if one of your categories is red or whatnot for putting, let that be known. Like, hey, that can change pretty quick.
Yep.
And we got Blake. What's up, buddy? You're here. Love to see it. We got another comment here. Has there been any talks on the first round leader? Yeah, so there is a no sweat first round leader for those on FanDuel. So we will definitely give out our plays there towards the end of the show. We'll probably do that in about 10 to 15 minutes there. And then I really like Cantlay or Bryson, but for Bryson's odds, I'd rather be riskier. Yeah, we hit on Bryson earlier. We do like. I'll keep this up, but we do like. I think we can get a better number for Bryson, plain and simple. So I wouldn't bet him pre-tournament, and this will all go to shit whenever he when he's the first round leader after round one, and he's basically plus 200 the rest of the tournament. But
he goes out early too, so that's kind of what I like as well. But
yeah, because then you can wait. I mean, he puts a double up the first hole or whatnot. So just basically, I think we hold tight on Bryce and see if we get a better number. And Cantlay, what you're the Cantlay master. What do you think of Patrick this week? Teaser.
I don't know, man. I can't. Dude, I wasn't on him at the Memorial. He would have. All I was going to do was a T10, and he finished with 4 bogeys in a row. So I would have been so mad at him for that. But he's just not. I don't know. He does. I think last year at what's it called? Last year's Open. Why am I drawing a blank? Pinehurst. I think he was. I think he was first round leader there. Had the lead at some point on a Saturday and was close, but he's been slowly playing better in majors recently. He's pretty solid fit, I think, for a course like this as well, just based off the accuracy part. Sometimes sneaky long. So, I mean, I don't mind Cantlay this week. Obviously, he's not going to win, but stuff for that. Don't hate stuff like that.
Yeah, I think if you're taking him, take a T20. I think that's a pretty good number out there on him for a T20, plus 130. So not terrible, but it's not someone that moves the needle. I've actually seen some people take him to miss the cut. So and I don't know if that's going to be the case there, but because I think he's pretty dang accurate off the tee enough, but around the green is tough. And as Blake says, he can't win it, kind of like the Fleetwood material. Hey, and we'll give everybody credit. I mean, it's very, very tough to win a golf tournament in the PGA Tour, let alone a damn major. So, I mean, don't get it wrong. These guys are really, really good at golf, but it's kind of like Cam Young, just can't get it done sometimes. And I totally forgot last week that he had 7 runner-up finishes. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my God, they jinxed him. They literally put on the stream, and I was like, why did they do that? The absolute jinx, super jinx. All right, let's keep going down the board because I got another hot name. Every time there's a major, Neiman's name is literally everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
It's like the sexiest name for every YouTube channel, every content creator to say, take Joakim Neiman, please just take him.
Yeah.
It's like, because no one gets to see him. No one gets to see him ever. No one watches, some people watch Live, but I ultimately think this particular one, it fits him best. And it kind of relates to Augusta, where everyone was on him at Augusta, and he was there. He wasn't there come Sunday, but he was in the mix. He was like middle of the pack. And I think he like a T30 or whatnot at the end of the day. What do you think of Neiman? And then I have one guy right underneath him that I'm gonna hammer. So what do you think about Neiman?
Yeah, I went to Live last week in Virginia. I saw him play a little bit. Obviously, he won last week. I think he started like 3 over through 2 holes, and he won the whole thing. But I mean, yeah, like I wasn't really a big Neiman believer. I know I was on him in the past a few times when he was on tour, but I don't know. 29th at the Masters, 8th at PGA Championship. I think he 1.5 off the tee to green, 2 strokes gained approach, 2 strokes ball striking, and putting was good. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of he's pretty accurate, and he has distance. Another, he is pretty good. Like he's one of a top. If he was on the PGA Tour, he probably would be, I would say, top 10 right now, honestly. So yeah, he's kind of coming to his own. He's coming in with confidence, winning another tournament. So I mean, if you want to take the 30 to 1 on that, I personally would like maybe like a placement on him or something like that. So the thing with him sometimes is, like we said at a major, though, it's not a big deal. The putting does scare me for him a bit. So, that's one thing negative about it. But
yeah, but Neiman for me, I think if I had to, I would say power rank, he'd be top 5 for the tournament, obviously.
Yeah.
2 wins in his last 4 on live, or 2 in those last 3 on live. 8th he actually played a lot better at Quail Holland. I thought he had a top 10 there.
Yeah.
Top 30 there on the Masters. So, and I think this is I think 30 to 1 here for Neiman is a very, very good number. So I wouldn't be surprised if I take him at like a top 20, or if I take him for an outright here. But like I said, he's a very sexy name out there, and you're going to see a ton of him. But I wanted to add to it and not bash it this time. But and then the guy right below him, that Ludwig, I texted Teaser 2 weeks ago. I said, don't sleep on him. He's coming. And he's gone back-to-back, 16th, tied for 16th at the Memorial, tied for 13th last week at the RBC. Gained approaches off the tee, 2 strokes, 4 strokes last week. Gained tee to green, 5 on each. If he is driving the ball like that, he will be there on here at Oakmont. So 30 to 1 on someone that probably should be in the teens, in my opinion. That's how good Ludwig is, I think, or Ludwig. Sorry. I think you have to take a stab here at top 20, outright, matchups, whatever it is with Ludwig here. What are you backing him with me, or are you fading him again?
I don't mind him this week, actually. I think he played pretty decent last week. So yeah, I'm not going to be on him, I don't think, but I don't think I hate him this week at all. I mean, he's played pretty good in majors. I guess he's one of those guys that kind of rises to the occasion a bit with him. So I don't mind him at all.
And if a comp course is hard, difficult, like a Torrey Pines or whatnot, he won that earlier this year. So the main thing that happened with him was that I feel like he just lost it off the tee, and he just lost it and couldn't figure it out. And I think he's back. He's hashtag back. So Team Ludwig over here. We got Trent here with a question. Does Ben Douchebag Griffin stay hot? I'm going to reference, I think it's a Breaking Bad, that he can't keep getting away with it. So I'm going to go with the fade train here. What do you think, Teaser?
I don't even know at this point, man.
He's literally Tiger Woods.
But to be fair, the one thing about him is he does spray the ball off the tee. We saw that at Memorial on the weekend. So like here, you ain't going to get away with that, spraying it off the tee. Your short game's not going to save you. I mean, it could for a little bit, but I don't think it's going to save you the whole week. So I think that's really just the one thing, that he does have a pretty crazy short game. So, I mean, it's going to be tough to get up and down here. So, yeah, like if you want to fade him in a tournament matchup, he might be paired with someone pretty solid now, because the books probably think he's a top guy. So I probably would fade him in a matchup if I liked the other person.
I mean, total strokes gained his last 3 tournaments: 9.8, 13.3, 11.5. That's crazy. Yeah. Putting 4, 6, 3. I mean, and just around the off the tee, 1, 2, and 3. So he's been absolute lights out. He really has. So I can keep calling him a douchebag all I want, but kudos to Ben for doing what he's doing. And but I think it stops. I think it stops this week.
I think so too. Yeah.
I don't even know what is his outright plus. I mean, 70 to 1. That's pretty wild. He should be like 90s in my opinion, but just how hot he's been playing. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see a bunch of people on Ben Griffin this week. I just don't see it. So we're going to be on the fade train. Blake's goes. Ben's going to fold this week. His swing, he swings out of his shoes. Yeah. But no. So let's keep going here with the outrights. I would think as we move forward, Tommy Fleetwood, we talked about him 35 to 1. Hatton, Lowry, and Thomas, 3 phenomenal golfers there in the 45-1 range. Sepp Straka 50, Koepka 55, Cantlay 55, Connors 60-1, Hovland 60-1. I mean, those are elite golfers with fantastic numbers. I mean, you got to take a stab on some of them, right? I
Yeah,
feel like
I
there's
mean,
2 of them at least for sure.
probably the one I would feel more intrigued to take outright would probably be Sepp Straka at 50 because he actually wins out from there. But honestly, the dude, I just don't. The 65-1 on Henley's intriguing. I might have to take a stab at that. I'm more probably going to take his top 10 because he's pretty unreal in major situations. I'm glad I got to see a top 5 at Memorial, which is a good sign. He was kind of struggling there ever since his win really at Bay Hill. He went T30 cut, T8, T46 cut. So it's good to get him back with a top 10. Tee to green, he went +2 strokes gained, ball striking 2, and approach as well. So he's a guy who thrives on hard courses, grinds for par. So I like him more so top 10 at around 4-1 this week, but I think a 65 is also a pretty solid number on him as well.
We got some comments over on Instagram. We got the Sharp Bro. What's up, buddy? Yo, what's up, goats? And we have Mariah, longtime listener, first time caller. What's going on, Mariah? Looking for a good bet this week. Take Scotty to miss the cut. There we go. Scotty to miss the cut. That's a good one, Mariah.
Probably 100-1.
That would be something. That would be something. We got another question here. Thoughts on the lead of the course this week? Please tell me you know what he's talking about.
Thoughts on the lead of the course this week? I don't even know what those.
Please elaborate for me, please. This is lingo that I should know, I feel like, but I do not. Someone chat GPT this for me. What does this mean? Sorry, Vito. I just want to understand your question, so let me know. Let us know in the comments. All right. Let's go into long shots. Long shots here, right off the bat. Sammy Burns, 80-1. Are you trusting him? Keegan Bradley, 90-1. Are you trusting him? What do you think about those guys?
Definitely not Sam Burns, man. I know this is not the way. Yeah, this is not the way to bet, but he's dead to me, man. He's done.
We have Keegan's top 10 in the model here. Top 10 in the model.
I do like him this week. He had a good showing at the Memorial. Another tough course there where you need to hit the fairway. Obviously, it's not going to be as hard as here, but I think he got was it a top 10? Yeah, T7, gained throughout the bag except around the greens. Also coming off a T8 at a PGA Championship, so his last two top 10s in a row. He's playing some good golf. It's nice to see off the tee he's gaining, and then approach as well. So once another guy that I always will take at more of a tougher course. He's more of a grinder, can save par when he needs to. So, yeah, I like him more of a placement this week. 90-1 is not even a bad number. Maybe he can, pop for the week and see if he can get in there. But, yeah, I like him this week.
He's an East Coast guy, isn't he, too?
Yeah, and he just loves playing these courses, too. That's why,
Yeah. So that's why I think a lot. He checks a lot of boxes for me, narrative wise, statistical wise. So, and then I still think like Pat Reed being 100-1 is pretty wild because he plays tough courses very, very well. Harris English, another one, 100-1. I don't think he's going to end up winning, but if a comp course is like Torrey Pines, the Memorial Tournament, very long, tough course, just like this. And Harris English is usually in the mix on those. So I'm thinking more maybe like a top 20, top 40-ish for Harris English on that front. I think I think Rob McIntyre fits a lot of boxes this week at 110-1. I mean, Sung Jae, if we're talking about a very, very precise, accurate, you got to be accurate. Sung Jae at 120-1 is a pretty insane number. But ultimately, are these guys going to get it done? No, but I think they have the chance. So,
yeah.
And then here's my boy. Every major, you got to look where Cam Smith is at. 150-1. Come
Not
on.
here.
Come on now. Why
Not
not?
here.
Why not? He plays the Masters well. Let's go.
Yeah, well, good luck when he can't find a fairway here, because that
Yeah,
man cannot hit a
he's
fairways.
so bad off the tee. Yeah. You
Yeah,
don't get
so
punished at the Masters as much as you would here, for sure.
I even watched him last week. Man, that man could not hit a fairway.
He was that bad?
Yeah, it was missing right, missing left. He had no idea where it was going, so that's not a great sign.
That's like me. That's like me off the tee, so I get it.
That's some inside scoop for everyone out there. No one can give you.
So don't donate on Cam Smith like I would.
Yeah, but you touched on Harris English, T12 at Memorial, which is great to see. You know, he got that backdoor T2 at the PGA Championship, T11 at Truist Championship. So here's another guy. That's what you like to see. He's good at these tougher courses. One of the best grinders on tour, honestly. So I personally like him as a top 20. I'm always going to kind of ride with Harris English and at tough venues like this. So.
All right. So
And then we forgot about the other Cam first. Cam Young, that's a play this week.
I thought you were I thought you were just going to say, you know, we're just going to skip over Cam. It's tough to talk about, all right?
Yeah. We have to go back though, cuz he's a guy who gets hot. So,
you think he's got a chance this week? You really do?
Yeah, for sure. I think
wow.
Placement wise, I'm probably going to be on him more on a tournament matchup if I like it. I don't think he's going to win, but I think he's going to play well. I think.
He's coming in at 9%. I thought that was a lot more than I thought. He's 6,500 on DK, so maybe that's because the price tag of what.
That's
maybe
crazy, yeah.
And maybe people are just seeing like the top 5 finish last week and didn't realize that the guy shit down his leg. So.
That too, yeah.
Yeah. Peyton, what's up, buddy? What's up, guys? Any low-owned DFS sleepers you like? So I'm gonna go and sort up here. So I'll tell you my top. I'll say my top 5 right now. My first one is this Matt McCarty. If you watched last week, he was very, very. I think he was well poised, and off the tee, he was very, very good. Putts very well. I think McCarty. He's at 5,700, so you get in that 5,700 range. Pretty good if you're playing with a Scotty lineup there. So McCarty, he's coming in sub 5%. I think if you want some experience, Adam Scott at 3% is a very, very good one. He played good. You know, Torrey Pines, you think of him as a long, hard course. So Adam Scott can be in the mix here. The other couple that I got, this is very, very high risk here. Grillo, I think of him just more of the long distance than anything. If he gets his driver well, Grillo is a good top five there. And I don't know if this is true or I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how much I believe the Siwoo Kim, but Siwoo Kim coming in at like 6 or 7%. Guys been playing very, very good golf this back end of the season here, or middle part of the season. So Siwoo Kim is another guy at about 7, and he comes at about 6,900. So you got some cheaper golfers there, and then some guys that with some more experience that I think could be some low owned guys there for DFS. Good question. And we got Trent here. Taylor Pendrith, is he going to play well? God, he pissed me off last week. That's for sure. He was he was so popular last week. It's tough to go back to him. He just his putting was horrific, which again does not matter this week because he is very, very good off the tee. He has very, very good approach, and if he can piece it together with the putter, I think he's got a chance. So I think Pendrith is definitely in play here. I think if you're going like nationality props, because I think we've been going with the Canadians a lot here. Corey Connors at plus 150, and then you got Pendrith at plus 260. So, I mean, that's a pretty good, not matchup, but pretty good odds if you want to maybe go that route over Corey Connors. But Corey Connors fits this course very well too.
Yeah, I mean, Pendrith is playing good too. T5 at PGA Championship, T12 at Memorial. I mean, kind of I mean, that's the thing with like these harder, tougher courses. Like guys like that can contend because it's like you don't need to make putts, So if you hang around even and they ball strike how they do, I mean, you're gonna place well. So I think he's not a bad play this week. He's more of a riskier play just because like he's not. I don't think he's a top tier type guy. So you never know with Pendrith, but it kind of checks out for this week.
Yeah, and he rates pretty well. And he also has he's also coming at 6%. So that's a nice, and he's at 6,500. So definitely someone I think you can take a look at this week for a sleeper for DFS as well. All right. Keep those questions coming. We will switch over to some matchups here. Actually, let's go to the first round leader. Let's see end of round one leader here, and we got Scotty, of course, at the top at 12-1, Bryson at 20-1, Rory, Rom, Xander, and Neiman. So let's see anyone that stand out to you. I mean, will it be those top guys, or do you think we should? I think with the no sweat on FanDuel, I think you got to go with a little bit more value there. So let me
for
try
sure.
to see what I can see.
I mean, I think I'm not even going to touch any of the top guys. I probably will start mine. I mean, obviously, you always got to do Fleetwood. He's 45. Probably my favorite one is Shane Lowry at 50. He's gonna be there. You could go Keegan at 60. You could go English at 70. So just guys like that that are kind of going to stick around there and maybe grab some birdies there. So honestly, maybe like a dart throw would be JT as well. I mean, if he can, it's either going to be like a 85 for him tomorrow or Thursday, or it's going to be like a 68. Like there's nothing in between with him. So
what do you think? I mean, I think Ludwig at 35-1 is not.
That could be a good one too. Yeah.
I think that's probably the highest or lowest I would go.
I would agree.
Ludwig or Ludwig. God, I get his name wrong every time. I think if you're going to go a little bit more upwards in odds, you have Rose at 65-1. Maybe he gets off hot, as you saw it at the Masters again. But I mean, if you're in, I think Aberg's the highest I would want to go. We haven't talked about him yet, but what do you think about Spieth this week? Because he's gotten longer off the tee and he's so good around the greens that I think he can be a little bit magician this week. What do you think about Jordan?
Yeah, he kind of surprised. I mean, I did fade him at the Memorial. That was my tournament matchup, so he surprised me there. He's kind of been good off the tee. That's like the funny part about it. You wouldn't like expect him to be, but I think like his tee to green game this year has been actually pretty good. If I'm, I think at Memorial he gained, 1.5 off the tee, 0.7 tee to green. So he has been pretty good off the tee this year. The approach has been decent. It's just with him, man, you really don't know what kind of Jordan Spieth you're going to get, So, but I mean, where he can kind of save par a lot. I mean, I don't think I mind him this week. I just can't get on him because I can't trust him,
Yeah, I mean, you got Berger at 70-1 is not bad. You got, I mean, we haven't talked about this guy either, but DJ. What I mean, I don't. If you were going to take a bet on DJ, I think this is the only one you could do, because you just got to think he comes out either guns blazing or he's just going to be plus 17 and quit. But like that's, I mean, if you got like $1, throw that on Dustin Johnson. Yeah. But I'm trying to think of anybody higher up that like has a chance, and I don't see too many people up there that I'd be willing to go full throttle. I think Spieth at 50. I got Ludwig at 35. Oh, maybe Keegan 60-1. Keegan 60-1 is not bad.
I think my always range is like the 40 to 60. I love Lowry at 50. I'm probably going to take that. Love that one. Fleetwood's great also. So that's a good range, the 40 to 70. over 100, I probably wouldn't mess. It's kind of just, hoping for the best at that point, throwing a dart off the board. But
and I'm glad that FanDuel gave it as a no sweat, because I mean, obviously these are like absolute fades. I mean, and we don't usually bet these because they're basically donations to the book. So
right.
But yeah, so we got that, and that's why I would fade Bryson. Yeah, his number is just not the most ideal. We got Trent here. I don't know if you're talking about first round leader here or not, but Oleason. What do you think about Oleason this week?
I kind of every time he's been in the field, I kind of fade him a lot, but I don't really know about his game that much yet. I gotta look more into his stuff. I know he's kind of came over and had some decent finishes and stuff, but
yeah, I'm just gonna look it up real quick. I mean,
I think he was decent.
Well Hollow, 33rd. You got 46 at the Schwab, and you had last week at RBC at 36.
That's what I'm saying. He's always he's making cuts, but he doesn't do much at the weekend.
What scares me is this tee to green was -4 for last week, so
that's pretty good.
First round. Oh, so it's first round leader. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the only thing I would take on him. But
let's see. What's that number? Oh, 90-1. 90-1. Not bad. Yeah. If you're taking a long shot, that's not terrible. I was on Goddard up last week. God dang. I couldn't believe he was that bad. All right, but yeah, so definitely Oleason is good with me for a first round leader. But all right, any other questions? Let us know. We will go into the matchups here, and we're gonna go tournament matchups, and if we have any like nationality props, or if we have any fun props that we find are pretty good here. We got Blake, first one there, Cantlay, Rose, Shane, Aberg, Sepp. Not gonna like Harris English could somehow be a dark horse. Yeah, touched on English that he could definitely be up there this week. Definitely
for sure.
Another one I forgot to mention. Is Fitzpatrick. Just somebody who's been playing so well. A lot better than people think. So, and for DFS purposes, Fitzpatrick, he's coming in under 5%. So that is another one, Peyton, if you're still here.
Has he's been playing well?
Much better. Okay,
let me see. I was thinking about him this week. I haven't really kind of dove into him. 31st, 8th at PGA Championship. Okay, 31st at Memorial. All right,
yeah. So Fitzpatrick, I forgot to mention that. I was glad to have that one still there. So yeah, glad that I noticed that real quick. So if you take him first round or whatnot as well, so a lot of people think about first round leaders with the wave advantages or whatnot. Thursday and Friday are literally the exact same day. It is beautiful out. No wind. Maybe a slight lean to the early morning guys. The course hasn't dried out or is not dried out, so I would say it's a slight lean to that, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be too much. Yeah.
We got a question here from Trent. We got Cam Young over Sungjae is a lock. Oh God, I don't know if you could say lock with Cam Young in it in the same sentence.
I actually did like that one a lot.
You did?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna take it as my my play of the stream because there's one I just literally almost jumped through the screen on it. I can't wait to say it, but
well, good, because I'm gonna hammer that too. But I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know why I have this feeling that Sungjae is going to do well this week, and Cam's just going to.
He's a tough one. Yeah, he's a tough one to kind of see. Like Sungjae,
let me see that. I'm going to see the odds on that. I'm going to try to look. Cam Young plus 105. So yeah, Sungjae's getting heavy movement there. Oh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. We got Hatton over JT. Man, Trent is just literally going all over my guys. I really thought JT would be good, but like I said about Hatton and Rahm earlier, I could definitely see them being there. I hope that they're composure is set in for this debacle that they're about to go through. I want to see what Hatton rates pretty good. I still can't believe his price is at 7,600.
Yeah, that's crazy. I just don't know about Hatton. I mean, you never know.
But and DK priced some things weird this week. Like there's only if you search, there's literally only like 4 or 5 golfers in the 8,000 range. So it's just kind of a soft pricing format. Yeah. So, but Hatton over JT, that's a tough one in my opinion. Would you go Hatton, teaser?
For the value, maybe.
What's that line?
Kind of a 105.
105.
So, I mean, with JT, you never know. He can shoot an 80 or whatever. So, I think we've seen like a lot of JT over the last 2 months of different things. So,
Hatton, yeah.
I personally like one pretty crazy.
All right, you hammer it. Go with it.
Yeah, there's 2. So I'll talk about one first that I do like, but I'm not doing as the play. I personally like a fade of Burns, so I like Henley minus 140. I know it's juicy.
Yeah, it's
Henley
juicy.
over.
I looked at that. Yep.
Henley over Burns, I do like, but there's another minus 140. Man, I'm going Shane Lowry over Ben Griffin.
Just fading the Griffin train.
There's no way that man is.
And just to recap the stream a couple weeks ago, we had teaser had Harris English over Ben Griffin. Great play, in my opinion. It was great. Harris got like a T12. You had Ben obviously go off for a T2 or for a second. So great play there. So we're fading Ben again. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I mean, like especially so now they want to put him with Lowry, and he's been a lead all year. I'm going to trust Lowry in that situation. I think Lowry's going to top 5 this week. So,
oh boy, I think what you said with Lowry first round leader is pretty good because you have he's been starting tournaments very hot, and last Sunday was a kind of an anomaly with him finishing a tournament well because it's usually he's been fading down the road. So.
Yeah, just
to recap. And just to recap mine from 2 weeks ago, we had Batia over Noren. That was a snipe, in my opinion. I just thought Akshay, he was like, I think it was top 12 or top 15, and Noren was like T39 or something like that. So back to 500 there. We got Trent says Henley is minus 120 on FanDuel. Is that Henley over Griffin, or who was that?
Let me see Henley line.
I think
that was over
120. I'm
Henley
good
over
with that.
Burns. Oh shoot, it is. Yeah.
Hammer that. I like that. Should we just go double on that? I think we should.
Yeah.
I'll give one out, but I'm going to double up on that. I'll give one out.
Here, you give one out, I'll do the Lowry, and then we'll do 2. So we'll do Henley together, and then we can do your separate one.
Oh my. Wow. I think I'm gonna go back to Patia. And I know Novak has been playing pretty well, but I think I'm gonna ride the Patia train with that. So Akshay over Novak right there, minus 115.
I think Novak might get cooked here. Yeah.
I like that comment. Good. I was waiting for you to say you're an idiot.
No, I just think he might get a little too overpowered here.
I really want to take DeChambeau over Rory minus 165, but that's idiotic.
Oof, yeah.
But it's a heavy line for a reason. That should be like 200 though, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because just the fade Rory train.
Yep.
All right. Anything we did not discuss that you want to discuss the last 5 minutes or so? If anybody's got any questions, we'll be here for another couple minutes or so. But we've covered a ton, and it's been a good stream. So, anything else you guys can think of? Anything you got that we have not gotten to? I'm going to scan through some like nationality props. If there's any there, we talked about the top Canadian, the top Asian. one that I was thinking of doing. If you wanted to ride the Sunjay train, he's 4-1. Hideki's 3-1. So then you got the Siwoo and the Tom Kims, Young An. So it's a five-man race there. So tough. Anybody that just stands out to you there?
I don't think I would take that one. There's too many like same players. You know what I mean? I can't find any advantages on those guys. But let me check a couple.
I'm trying to find. I don't think I have a. I was trying. Maybe they'll have it, but I want to see if they have a top live finish like they did last time, and we got Bryson on that, but I don't see it up yet.
Oceania. Let's see.
Unless I'm just missing it, but I don't think I see it. And I usually would like these to make a Eagles one, but I don't think on this one you're going to.
Honestly, you could do top Japanese Hideki plus 100 against 4 dudes. I have no idea who they are.
You could do what?
Top Japanese Hideki at plus 100 against 4 like random dudes.
That'd be a hashtag lock. Oh, I found it. Here you go. Top live player. We got Bryson plus 190. What was he last time? Plus 270?
Plus 190.
He was plus 190 last time too?
Yeah. It was like 2. I think I got 200, yeah.
So it's pretty close then. It's him and Rom. And then Neiman, if you guys really like Neiman out there, plus 600 there for top live player. I think that's a pretty good number. We got Trent. Is Henley plus Bradley cut parlay good? I think it is. Yeah, I think that's a solid. I don't know what those odds come out to, but I think that's very solid.
Henley, yes. Bradley, yes, I think.
I hope Bradley's just not that popular play that just cooks everybody. That's my only concern. Yeah. But he checks a lot of boxes in the Northeast. I'm sure this is not his first rodeo at Oakmont too. So
right.
I do like that. Good. And then we got Peyton here. Scott over Oleson matchup is enticing. Don't think Oleson can last for 72 holes. Adam Scott definitely can. And he's
the only issue with Scott is what did he do didn't he let me check at Memorial. I think he was pretty horrendous. Oh, I got a 31st. Oh, 19th at PGA. Okay, he's been a little better than I thought. Let me see what he probably played here in 2016. Let's see what he did. He came in 18th here.
18th here, yeah. So I liked him as a sleeper for DFS, but I didn't even see that particular matchup. But I do like that minus 110.
I like that.
Yeah.
Free
double up play for that one for Hideki though. The teaser found, yeah. You said top Japanese, right?
Top Japanese plus 100. I couldn't tell you who the other 4 were. I do know one, but he's the 3 plus 300. The other 3, I think 2 are making their first start. So it's like, I think that's one where you can find a good line on that.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try to pronounce any of those names, but Hideki plus 100. That's a pretty good snipe there. I like it. Yeah, and that is the fun part about majors. You have a lot of different props that pop up, and you can find those smaller odd ones that you can kind of build off a little bankroll for. But all right, if you guys have any other questions, make sure to hit us up. Join the Sharp Bros Discord. It's less, about $10 a week. We've been absolutely killing it. I'm thinking about maybe running a promo tomorrow to get a little discount for to join the Discord for the U.S. Open. So look out for that. You guys run any promotions over at Bet with the Boys?
Just same old. I'm doing a weekly U.S. Open package, so it's going to be, filled with those nationality tournament matchups, a few placements, and then maybe a single bullet outright. We'll see, man. Might go all in on one.
All on one. There you go. All right. Well, if you got any questions, our full cards will be out tomorrow. I'll probably do another outright video that I post on TikTok, Instagram, all that. I like that little format that I did last week. So hopefully you guys did. Unfortunately, just did not have Cam Young come through. But be on the lookout. We'll have our full cards out tomorrow in the Discord. And we appreciate you guys tuning in. We got golf's third major on tap. Let's continue to cash some tickets.
Yep.
We'll see you guys next week.